Yes, in this session, we will discuss first how to create a pending worker and how to convert this pending worker as worker here. Add pending worker, and we can find the pending workers here, and we'll convert them as an worker, and then we'll check the people group key flags field for this particular worker. So here worker means it's an employee, permanent employee for the organization. Contingent worker means contract employee or freelancer or the employee who is working for our organization through some consulting services, we'll call them. Pending worker is nothing but a person who is going to be join in the organization in future. We'll call them as a pending worker. So first we have to go for add pending worker here. Proposed start date. Check this here. First day of this placement or employment relationship. So some organizations will go for campus recruitment they will be doing, or they'll issue the offer letter, and after 3 months or 6 months they are going to join in the organization, but there won't be any person record at this point of time. We'll just have a pending worker relation. Okay, so I'm going to specify we are doing this pending worker transaction for US1 legal entity here. So we can specify after this, let's say is going to join on March 1st, 2023 is going to join. So that day, March 1st, 2023 is going to join as contingent worker, again employee. So maybe contract employee also is going to join right after some time. So I'm going to make him as an employee on this date. And here last name and first name. Let's say if you want to do it today itself, first we can have, let's say December 27th and last name. Enter social security number, click next button. This address is all this common. This is home address, which we are going to enter. We are in the tab of person information. Employee person details we are going to hire. Person phone numbers, email IDs, legislation, citizenship, emergency contact details will be captured in this tab. Person tab here. Here we can find proposed worker type as employee in future, and the action and action reasons common. Whatever we require that we can choose. Here is a person profile tab will get additional person profile steps. So what is this person profile? Person profile, actually we have separate module, profile management, in talent management module. Talent management, actually it's a combination of 5 sub modules: profile management, goal management, performance management, talent review, and succession plan. In that we are working with the profile now it is. So what is profile management? It's very simple. At the time of hiring an employee, we will capture employee personal details, employee identification details, employment information, salary information. But employee might have already achieved some goals, means he might have got certified in different languages. He might have interested in some sports. He might have interested in some other courses which he has completed other than the skill set. Okay, so those information, if we want to capture, we will use the profile management module like a self-service human capital management. self-service human capital management. It's not only at the time of hiring an employee will capture the data. After hiring, for example, employee has joined in the organization. Like that, 10,000 employees are joined in the organization. Total company strength is 20,000. Now the managers wanted to know, let's say the under one manager there are 40 employees are reporting, so these 40 employees might be completing their certifications, they will be updating their skills, they will be achieving some awards, and this all information how they will convey to the manager, not through email, right? Through email is a general information, but in human capital management there is a module called profile management. Every employee can go there and update their skills, update their status, update their certifications, update their awards, update their competency. This all. Okay. So that is what profile management. So management also will come to know what their employees are up to date, how aggressively they are going, what is their strength in the skill set. Whenever they want to pull the talent, they can choose those particular areas and pull the employee has completed some licenses. Okay, so those things can be updated here. Personal skills, languages, licenses, previous employment can be updated, right? Competencies, degrees, honors, this all. Now this particular employee is very well in English and other languages. Reading skills, so like this they can capture the languages information. Let's say they want to capture their degrees information. So date, degree has started. Let's say he has completed in 2018. And 2018 is the year acquired. Like this, the person profile details can be captured in this here. Click next button. Then remaining employment information is common for which business unit you are planning to hire in future. Here we'll choose business unit. This is include for automatic conversion. Automatically on that date, if you want to go for convert, we can say yes. Otherwise, we have to do it manually. Let's complete the process here. I don't think so. We have the approvals for the pending workers. We can search pending workers here. Let's go to pending workers. Still, we are not able to find here. Let's go to transaction console. It's still in progress. It's not yet completed. Yes, it's approved by workflow system. Let's check the search page here. Now we can find here the pending worker details. Now we want to go for perform the actions here. Quick convert, include in auto conversion like that. Otherwise, we can go to this options here. Once we hire a worker, let's go to pending workers. Now let's go to actions here. Quick convert. We are going to convert pending worker as a worker. That is selecting converted using a background process. We have to use this request number to check the status, whether it's completed or not. Copy. Internally, the process will be executed. Nothing but a program will be submitted over here. Let's go to navigator. Tools menu, scheduled processes. Run convert pending workers, automatically process as executed. Let me refresh this process. It's completed successfully. Now let's check this worker has been completed or not. When I go for new person, when I go to pending workers, we don't find those records over here. Here we don't find that record because it's already converted as worker. Let's go to person management. And this is the record we have confirmed. So you can find two records here, pending worker, and now this is a employee. Here, person type is an employee. Click on this, we'll come to know which date it has been done. So we can go for automatically conversion also. When you go for automatic conversion, what happened when that date comes, whenever we run this process, it's automatically converted as a worker. Okay, fine. So now here, if we want to go for capture the key flex fields data, means this employee comes under which key flex field, means which people group flex field, then we can go for update the information here. Can go for correction mode, it will overwrite the record. Update means it will go for maintain the history. Here we can find people group key flex field. So what is people group key flex field? It will be used to capture the information into the different groups. Whenever we are hiring an employee, we can go for specify this employee comes under so and so group. In future, if we want to apply any elements for a group of people, based on this, we can go for specify. So people group key flex field will be populated in two places. One at the time of hiring an employee. Another one is while creating element eligibility. I'll show that now. Okay. So this is one here, people group key flex field, which is populated here. Yeah, I think still those segments are not populated. Whatever we have performed. Let me just cross check once. Let's check the people group key flex field structure is populated or not. So first what we have to do, we need to go for flex field menu. Let's go to implementation project. We can do it from here also, but here we can easily perform. Search for implementation project. And define flex fields tab, task list, and go for key flex fields. Open the task. It will show the list of key flex fields available in our financials HCM entire Fusion applications. Now we are talking about this global HR people group flex field. Its a deployment status is success. Its deployment status is success. Okay, and I want to know what groups are there. Manage structures, as we discussed in our previous session, how we define our own structure. This is what we define: Tata people group key flex field. For this, we have already defined the structure instance. It is mandatory. Structure instance is mandatory. Structure instance is nothing but it's just alias name for this. It is just an alias name. For this, we are going to have what segments we have in this structure. Structure is nothing but a group of segments, nothing but a group of fields. One is skills, another one is a domain. So whenever we are hiring an employee, this employee comes under which skill set. This employee comes under which domain, finance domain or supply domain, whatever. When we talk about the IT side, we will get these names. But when we are talking in the manufacturing sector, there will be different domains, right? Now, after configuration of this structure, we forgot one important setup. That's why we are not getting. So what is that is, this people group key flux field is supposed to be assigned for enterprise level or legal entity level. Go to the task, manage enterprise, HCM information. We forgot this setup. That's why it's not populated. Open this task, manage enterprise HCM information. Earlier, we have talked about in this task, person number generation, starting number, person number validation, person name, username creation. And also we talked about employment model. Here is option. People group flex field structure. There is already one structure is assigned. People group flex field structure has been assigned. Okay. Then why at least this structure also should display, right? This is default structure has been assigned by default people group flex field. At least it should be assigned, right? So here we have to cross check at legal entity level. We have to cross check at legal entity level. So once we configure people group key flex field, we'll go for assign this structure two levels. One is at enterprise level, another one is at legal entity level. We know that enterprise structure right here. If you assign that at enterprise level, that is applicable for all the legal entity employees. But if you assign at legal entity level, that is applicable only for that particular legal entity employees. When you are hiring an employee, only for that particular legal entity, it will work, not for other legal entities. For example, you have configured in both levels. Enterprise level, you have selected structure. You have selected a legal entity level also structure. Then what will happen? Legal entity level is high priority. Legal entity level is high priority here. We are going to have high priority at legal entity level. Okay. So now I'm going to setting at enterprise level so that it is applicable for every legal entity. Click submit button. I'll show you at legal entity level also where do we can update. Click done button. Go to the task. Another one is this is enterprise HCM information. Now we require legal entity HCM information. Legal entity HCM information. We are working for US one legal entity. Let me search for this legal entity here. Here we can find people group key flex field structure. Already people group flex field structure is there. Let me remove that. If we don't specify any structure at legal entity level, obviously it will go for enterprise level. Enterprise level, whatever the structure instance we have given, it will go for that. Here we can choose. Even if we don't choose, not a problem. It will consider at enterprise level. Now let's go for navigator here. Now let's go to person management and search for employee. Now here we can find people group key flex field. Click on this. Still segments not populated. It may take some time. Let's wait for some time here. Here we can find Tata skills and Tata domain. So whenever we go for skills, we can specify this employee is having, let's say, some accounting skills. We will update this here. And then he comes under finance domain. We'll go for update this details. So whenever we are going to hire an employee, we can capture that this employee comes under so and so group. So what segments are required is up to the client requirement. Client, we will ask the client, when you are hiring an employee, do you want to group your employees under some particular characteristics of functionality based on the skills or based on the domain or based on the business transactions or based on the area? If you want to go for group, then we can use this people group key flex field. So let's say after some time, I would like to provide some facilities for all the employees who are under this finance domain. You will find department, location, job, grade, there's all things here. But other than that, if you want to go for capture, you might have seen in government sector or even in private sector also, there will be some unions, right? So whenever we are hiring an employee, this employees comes under so and so union, like that. We can go for group the people based on some functionalities. That's what we call it as a people group key flex field. So this comes at the time of hiring an employee here. And another one is at the time of creating an element entry eligibility. So let me go for, we can choose either existing element or we can go with creating. Let me take the existing element which is already available. Let's go to setup and maintenance. We have seen people group key flex field segment population at the time of hiring. Another one is at the time of element eligibility creation. Let's go to the task in payroll module, elements. Now go to elements tab here. Let me choose the element which is associated with US legislative data group. And let's say we have this element, click on this. Now here. So whenever we are creating an element eligibility, what is element eligibility? This element is applicable for which employees. We can go for specify the eligibility criteria based on PSU or based on legal employer, department, job. There is option here, people group flex field also we can go for specify. Actions, create element eligibility. Here we can find this tab. Already we got one element eligibility here. That's why it's not going to allow. They already exist here. It is showing. Cancel. Go to this element eligibility. Already existing entries are there. No problem. Let me go ahead with this because the element is already assigned and payroll is running. That's the reason it is. Here, let's go for create a simple element here. Basic. Now we are going for standard category. We have already discussed in payroll module how we can work with this particular elements, but we have not seen this people group flex field, right? People group flex field we have not discussed. Generally, people group flex field comes under any module. It's basically flex field concept. Flex fields, value sets, and lookups. These are common. You will find in global HR module, options management, as well as in payroll. Everywhere we will find here. It takes a couple of minutes time for creation of the element. how the element has been created successfully. When we go for element eligibility, let's go to element eligibility, actions, create element eligibility. We can find the eligibility criteria. Here we can find. So let's say this element is valid only for finance domain, not for others. We'll go for people group flux fill. Here the segments will be populated. It takes some time here. In US legislative data group means we are supposed to get. I don't know why we are not getting here. Very rare case creating the eligibility based on the group, but that is one of the functionality. When we go for an interview, they'll ask us what are the screens we will get people group key flux fill. So this people group key flux fill will be available at the time of hiring an employee and at the time of creating an element eligibility. These two places we will find over here. It is okay. Fine. So this is about how we can go for create a pending worker, how to convert pending worker as a worker, then how the people group key flux field structure can be assigned at enterprise level or legal entity level, and then how it will be picked at the time of hiring employee and at the time of creating element eligibility, not in the element. At the time of creating element eligibility, we will find this people group key flux field. Okay, thank you.